What's going on, guys? Roger here, QVO Tactical. In today's video, we are checking out the Bul Armory Tac Pro 5-inch. And as you guys just saw from that bill drill, which was a 148. So that is probably one of my fastest bill drills, guys. I got some 12 splits in there. But yeah, this gun is awesome, guys. For everything from the weight, the feel, and the built-in ports from the factory. Digging it. Without further ado, let's get into it. As always, guys, I'd like to say how we go about getting products on the channel for review. We work with the team over at Bul Armory. They did send us this gun free of charge, the Tac Pro 5-inch model. So please keep that in mind. We use the video for content creation like you're seeing here, both the full-length video on YouTube that you're watching, plus the short-form content, as well as holster fitment. So if you guys are looking for holsters, we're actually running the QVO Tactical secondary OWB holster. This is our Rhodesia neon fabric overlay. This holster on the website is under the other 2011 section. It's the 5-inch model with a Surefire X300, and because of our adjustable retention, it's going to work just fine. I also want to take a second to tell you guys about the bill drill. So this C-Zone steel, pan over here for me and look, I'm 7 yards out. I wanted to shoot that intro doing a bill drill, and if you come back here and look, that is probably my fastest bill drill ever. I wanted to show you guys, it is a 148. Let me know when you got that on camera. Got it. Good, cool. So yeah, I think that's the fastest I've ever shot a bill drill, sub 1.5. So a 148 with this thing. Granted, guys, it is C-Zone steel. We're 7 yards out, but I'm still pretty proud of it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the first rounds that we shot prior to this recording. All right, guys, very excited. First rounds out of the new Tac Pro 5-inch from our friends over at Bul Armory. I'm gonna say right now, guys, fit and finish on this thing, that is like glass. I know you guys are going to ask in the comment section, how does it compare to this and that? I will say right now, the action feels very, very similar to my Staccato XC. So I'll just say it for you guys out there. Definitely like factory ports, the V8 ports straight from Bul Armory. You don't have to send it out and get the work done. Definitely dig that. I'm going to switch it up today. We're going to shoot some Super Veil 124 since we're running this ported gun and see how these do. But yeah, let's do the first rounds. Here we go. Bul Armory Tac Pro 5-inch, Super Veil 124, 10 yards out. Man. Okay, super smooth, returns right to zero if I'm even losing the dot. I'm not even sure if, like, I don't think it's, the recoil is enough that the dot is coming out. I feel like it's just tracking and I'm just watching it the entire time. Decent group. I started shooting kind of fast because the recoil just felt really great. Trigger, very little take up. It is a shorter trigger. I might be liking that. After the last video I filmed, I was trying to play with the different lengths that I like on these 1911, 2011 triggers. But I'm gonna have Marco hop up here, get his thoughts, but I'm definitely excited for this, guys. I literally have been waiting for, you know, a ported gun from the factory, from Bul, for a number of years, and I'm happy to see them doing it. Don't get me wrong, I like the other comp guns that I have where it's got the comp built in at the end, but having it integrated into the slide and barrel from them without having to send it out, to me is just a really cool offering. But let's get Marco up here. All right, we got matching Marco up here. Nice hoodie, bro.
Yeah, twinsies today, huh?
First rounds, Bul Armory Tac Pro 5-inch.
Little 8 poppet holes, V8 style. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I ran it. But it's shooting pretty good right now. Yep, that's it's a nice shooting gun, guys. That thing is it's not going anywhere. The dot does not leave the window. It's pretty nice, especially with the finish. That slide is nice and tight to the lower bit. Gun just works really good. So we'll see you later in the day.
Hey guys, so the gun is now zeroed. Took a minute to get this thing really dialed in, this Holosun 507 competition. And now I'm going to shoot a couple groups for you. The first group is going to be here at 10 yards. Again, shooting Super Veil 124. But yeah, let's shoot this grouping at 10 yards with the Super Veil 124. I'm going to have our cameraman pan down now here to the target. That way you guys can see this as it happens. Let me know when you're ready. Go ahead and zoom in there.
Ready.
All right, here we go. We'll do 5 rounds. right, go take a look now. So almost all rounds touching. We got 2 right almost in the same hole here, and then these dead center of the bullseye. These are the type of groupings that I want to see when I'm zeroing a gun, especially if I'm going to use it for carry or competition, because I want the most precise zero that I can get. In addition to that, I use a bench rest. It's the CTK Precision bench rest. You guys are always asking about it. The reason I use that, I am the error. I'm the human error in this whole equation, so I want to take out as much variable as I can. So if I have it bench rested and I'm having little contact with the gun, only having to do the trigger, it's going to just make this the most accurate that I can get it. I know some guys want to stand up and shoot their zero. Hey man, more power to you. I just feel like having more of a rest involved in it is going to make it more accurate for me. We are going to go out to 25 yards now and see how we do with getting a zero and show you guys picture in picture on that. Now we are back here at 25 yards, guys. I have my iPhone recording downrange, and I'm gonna do my best to get a grouping at 25, but guys, I'm gonna be honest, shooting just unmagnified handgun red dot 25 yards to me isn't the easiest. If you guys out there are having no problems with this, good for you. Don't get me wrong, I can hit a head box, but shooting a nice tight group at this distance, I don't find to be very easy. So we'll see the best we can get here at 25. You ready? All right, here we go. Let me see if I can dim this optic down some more. Nope, too bright out here. All right, here we go. All right, decent pace. Let's go down, we'll take a look. So as you guys just saw, we had a pretty wide grouping here, so definitely a shift from this 10-yard group to what? We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to an 8-inch group now. Diagonally, probably a little more. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Marco and I were inspecting the barrel. Let me see that for me, or one sec. We did feel a little, we actually had a shaving and a little burr on the top of the barrel there, so I'm wondering if that caused it. We were able just to like scoop it out. I just checked with a microfiber towel. There's nothing grabbing, so I'll shoot another group for you guys and we'll see if that was just maybe a little burr in there that was causing this deviation. But when you get into ported guns and stuff, I have noticed with other different other porting options from other manufacturers that I see a deviation between 10 and 15, but they're typically still grouped. So I'm gonna shoot another group. I'll slow this one down even more and we'll see if it's better. All right, we're ready to go again. Just check the optic too. Witness marks are still there, so the optic's still holding solid on the plate. Yeah, let's see what kind of group, and I'll slow this down, take my time even more so, and here we go. All right, 5 rounds, let's go take a look. So second group at 25, we got 1, 2, I got 2 touching here, which is good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but still we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 6-inch group. I'm gonna shoot some standing stuff on some C-zone steel and we'll see where we're hitting there, but I mean, that's a pretty gnarly deviation and the group is definitely opening up more. You guys in the comment section down below who are in the machining world and stuff like that, maybe speak on how ports can affect the grouping at distance. You guys are probably better at explaining it than I am, so it's just something I've noticed when shooting different ported guns. You know what, I'm gonna keep it the same. So I'm gonna keep it bench rested, but now I'm gonna shoot that C-zone steel. I'm just gonna aim for the center chest area and we'll see what the grouping is looking like. Here we go. Got the phone recording down there. You should be seeing it on the screen as well. First shot, second shot. All right, let's go take a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's still probably about 6 inches. That's bench rested, so yeah, 25-yard guy is going to open up a little bit. I'm going to try with some 115 and with some 147. I just want to make sure I'm testing all the different variables out here to kind of diagnose this, but it could honestly just be that, you know, porting this barrel with 8 different ports is going to give you that much deviation with your grouping at distance. Now we're going to try the 115s from Super Vail and see how the grouping is at 25 again. Going back to shooting the shoot and see target, you guys should see it up here on the screen. I don't care so much about the change in where the grouping is, like if I'm shooting 0 to 10 and then it goes up and left 2-3 inches, but there's a grouping, I'm happy with that. I just want to get this thing grouping at 25. Here we go. All right, let's take a look. All right, we'll do these ones in squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm seeing a second set right there. So there's actually 1, 2, 3. So the 2 from earlier, and then another round now. So, I mean, we're still saying, same width and group at 115s, kind of the same area too. I'm gonna do some 147s just to make sure I covered all my bases, but yeah, I mean, looks like at 25 yards you're gonna be looking at 6-inch spread there. Now for the Super Vail Hush Puppy 147s at 25. Let's see how we do. Optic witness screw still there, still solid on the slide. So here we go. All right, let's go take a look. Down here at the target with the 147s. Thought I was gonna have a better grouping, but then this guy up here, so we'll go triangles now. I mean, it's definitely tighter for these first 4 rounds. We're talking maybe a 4-inch group now versus the 6, but then you throw this guy in up here, that's all the way up here. And guys, I was holding dead center here. You know, again, I don't mind if all the rounds were up here, but it was grouped, then good. But the fact that we're having, you know, a 6-inch deviation, you know, based on your experience, Marco, I feel like you're more versed in this. What do you think it could be?
Could be the target crown's got a nick on it. We can't see. But also be the porting could mess with that as well. Down to the twist rate in the barrel. We couldn't find any information on the twist rate on their website, so we don't know how fast it's going. The forums are saying it's 1 in 16, which is kind of slow, I think. So it could be that. It's just too many variables to try to diagnose at once. But that's a pretty big group, which is not to our liking usually. 6 inches is pretty big.
So shooting competition matches, what's the furthest you're shooting out with your handgun?
We've shot out to 25 to out to 40 even with handguns. That's certain matches, depending on the level of match. But
you would say on your average match, though, what do you?
You'll probably see a far target at like 20, 25.
Okay. So yeah, it could affect you there.
Yeah, that could. That's a win or a lose right there.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a fan of a deviation like this with the grouping. However, you know, I'm the dude that's shooting bill drills at 7 yards. I'm also somebody that would probably rock this for home defense. So I'm not shooting further than 7 yards. But regardless, I still would like to see a better grouping between the 10 and 25 yards. Before we move on from the accuracy portion of this video, I just want to make sure I'm not losing my mind here. I have my TSOS B9R DS. This is not ported. This is just a stock. I want to say it's a 4 1/4 inch barrel. So I'm going to shoot this from 25 yards out, bench rested, same ammo, 124s from Super Vail, and just make sure that I'm getting a decent group and that I'm not just having an off day. So here we go. I got the iPhone recording downrange for you guys, and let's see. This trigger's so much heavier. Through that one, felt it. I'm gonna do one extra since I threw that other one. All right, let's go take a look. Definitely a tighter group, guys. I got all the rounds, including my flyer. It looks like, nope, there's the flyer. So I got all of my rounds except for the flyer actually on the target with a tighter group. So just want to make sure it wasn't me and I'm not losing my mind here, but yeah, I called a machining buddy of mine and talked to him, and he says that it could be a couple of things. It could be that there might be like a micro burr where the porting is, and that is actually like shaving a little bit of lead off of each round as it's coming in. And we noticed at the end of the front of the muzzle, you can see a little bit of these lead shavings. I zoomed in with my iPhone so you can kind of see it here in this B-roll. But Marco noticed it there, and we want to make sure the barrel wasn't delaminating. It's not that. So it looks like there's some type of micro burr somewhere that's grabbing a little bit of each round as it goes out, and is putting it in the rifling, which is throwing the deviation. That's our best hypothesis, our best guess. So again, I'm sure some machining people in the comment section will better educate us, and I'll reach out to Bul Armory. You know, they've always been solid with us, so I'm sure their customer service on this, we'll have them take a look at it, and I can come out here and shoot another grouping and see if we're getting tighter groupings to get 25. But I think we have diagnosed it enough and found the cause of the problem. But yeah, definitely if I'm getting this with the non-ported gun, then my bench rested shooting at 25 yards is fine. We're gonna run some bill drills now, guys, 7 yards out. Just gonna do on some C-zone steel. When I was on the phone with my buddy that is machining and gunsmithing, he was telling me that with those micro burrs, after shooting a couple hundred more rounds to the gun, it actually might fix itself and we might get better accuracy results. So I figured, let's do our up close stuff, you know, our bill drills, our up close drills, the trigger breakdown, stuff like that, and then we'll go out and shoot from like 50 and see if we're hitting on target, some C-zone steel, but then I'll come back to 25 after we've done all that and see if maybe the accuracy issues are fixed. If not, I'll reach out to Bul Armory and see what they want to do about maybe getting this barrel looked at. But anyway, 7 yards out, let's do a bill drill. Here we go, stand by. Woo! Man, it is definitely easy to run that trigger. 192, so best split was a 12. Let's go again. I always forget to hit start and not continue on this. Here we go. Yeah, and knock the target over. All that 9mm stopping power. Sarcasm, guys. It's a 173, and again, best split was a 12. So we're gonna reset this target, and then I'll do one more. All right, last run. Here we go. Stand by. Man, 164. Best split was a 13. The combination of the weight, the grip, I obviously love the 1911, 2011 angle. You know what, Marco, playing with this, I think the shorter trigger is better for me, man. I know you like the longer one, but I remember I was having like trigger freezes from the other one. I think it's the shorter, so maybe my fingers is not as long as yours.
That's good to know though, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah. But yeah, the 5-inch weight, the ports definitely help, man. This big old window on this 507 comp, you guys will see through the B-roll when I do the camera behind the optic, but man, like, everything, the combination of it all, it just works really well together, and you can just watch that dot stay on your target as you're cycling those rounds. I'm gonna have Marco hop up here, see if you can beat 164 today, Marco.
That's spicy.
All right, we got Marco up. Go for it, bud.
Here we go. Two flat.
2 seconds flat, one down. Let's go again. Coming to get a great shot of this QVO Tactical secondary OWB holster and that Rhodesia Neon.
The trigger freeze. That's short trigger. I don't like short triggers. 196.
He gets a sub 2 and says he doesn't like triggers, short triggers.
They're too short. Stand by.
Woo!
189.
Nice.
6.
It's crazy because that 189 just looked like super smooth, but just it looks slow. But it's still 189.
You know you're doing a good job, guys. So keep practicing.
All right, go for one more. I'm gonna do over the shoulder here.
Bye. It was 2 down that time. 187.
Nice.
Consistently in a vicinity of 1/8, 2s, but not bad. Gun shoot's good. The ports do the work. So grip is good. So it's stipling's very medium aggressive, which I like. It's actually smaller than the staccato grip too, which a lot of people are gonna like as well. But gun shoot's great. We'll see how it keeps going.
The new Bul Armory, their optic system plate, definitely liking it, guys. Keeps the optic with a nice and deep optic cut, letting you have co-witness with the irons. And it's a very low co-witness, as you can see here. I'll focus out on the target so you guys can see, but doesn't get in the field of view, barely in the field of view of your optic, which is awesome. So you can have all that field of view through the optic versus the irons, you know, mixing in with it, but they're still there if you need them as a backup. Camera, I'm able just to track that dot and put the round where it needs to go. But very, very nicely done on this new optic plate system. It's got a nice witnessing piece of like how the optic plate mounts into the gun. It's got a center kind of pocket that mounts, that way there's no shifting or adjustment with the plate, and keeps it nice and tight. You guys can see the witness marks here, still solid, good to go. But yeah, their new optic system is holding up very nicely. You guys might remember from a couple weeks back when we shot the Atlas Gunworks Apollo video. Had a longer trigger, which is Marco's favorite, so I was actually having him run the trigger as fast as he could to see how many rounds he could get off in a second. And he was getting like 7 to 8 rounds. I figure with the Bul Armory Tac Pro 5-inch having the shorter trigger that I like, I'm going to see how many rounds I can get off here in a second. So shoot some Super Veil 124s on some steel. I'm going to have my cameraman here zoom in on the gun, and on the buzzer I will shoot as many rounds as I can in a second. You ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Stand by. So I had a little bit of trigger freeze right there, but that was 1.1 for 6 rounds. You ready to go again?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Stand by. .97 for 6 rounds. I need to speed it. I need to get a little faster on that timer to catch Marco. You ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Whew! It only counted 6, and that was 8 for sure.
Yeah, that was 8.
But that was a 1.1, so I think I got 7 in the 1 second.
Yep.
So I'll take that. 7 rounds in a second with the Tac Pro from Bul Armory. Definitely liking this trigger, guys.
So we got your trigger breakdown for the Bul Armory, guys. So take up nice and easy there. Slack as usual, good on a 2011. So slack's easy out of the way. It's the brake. Reset nice and quick. Let's go find the slack. So slack, brake. Trigger is nice. Feels about like 2.5, 3 pounds out of the box. Let's see. So it's pretty good there. Yep, good old 2011 trigger, guys. Just in the short trigger, which I usually don't like personally, but it's a lot of people are gonna like it. So it just shoots good.
So about 300, 350 rounds in, guys. I still want to come back to 50. I'm going to shoot our steel targets. First, I'm going to try the hardest one, the Mini ADAP. And so it's only about 8 inches wide. So let's see if we're getting hits on it out here at 50. So I'm realizing I have to hold low, and I got like 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I'll have you try it and see what you think, but then we'll try on the C-zone as well after. All right, Marco, let's have you try the C-zone target 50 yards out.
Yeah. Same hold, just
Kind of all over the place.
all over a little bit, yeah. But definitely hold though.
Now we're going to try the C-zone steel at 50. Yeah, same exact hold. I'm getting more hits on the larger target, obviously, but I definitely think it's still having the grouping issue. Last thing I want to do before we get into final thoughts, guys, I'm going to shoot a couple more groups for you. So again, I got the phone recording down there. We're 10 yards out. I'm going to shoot my first group, 5 rounds, 10 yards, and then we're going to go back. Maybe we'll go back to 15 and then back to 25 and see how it does. But looking at everything here, see, it still has some of, I can see the burrs and the lead deposit up in the front. So we'll see how this does. Here we go. All right. 5 rounds, 10 yards, Super Veil 124s. You can see from here, it's a nice tight group. Let's go take a look. Up here at the target, obviously this is what we want to see all day long, so got rounds touching, good to go at 10. Let's go back to 15, and then we'll go back to 25 and see how it does as we spread out. Back now at 15, phone's recording down there. Let's see, there we go. Looks like a lot better group at 15. Let's go take a look. 15 yards out, I am definitely liking these results as well. Again, guys, I don't mind with a shift in where the grouping is, as long as it's still grouping. So we've still got 3 rounds touching here, with the 4th and 5th still reasonably close to it. So we'll go back to 25 now and see if we can still get similar results. If at 25, the group moves to here, but it's a group, happy with that. All right, now for the final test, 25 yards out. Let's see how it groups. Here we go. All right, those felt good. Let's go take a look. Down here back at the target for the 25-yard grouping. Back there, I saw this one hit, and I was like, oh, maybe it's better, but still, guys, here's the first shot, or here's one of the shots, I should say, and then the furthest one out from that is here. We're still at about a 6-inch grouping there. I will say, though, this would be the flyer, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is all within a 2-inch group. So I guess it did get a little better, but you have this one guy down here giving it the 6-inch again. So looking at the gun here, unloaded and clear, you know, you can still see it here. I'll get some zoomed in footage with my iPhone here in a second, and I'll have Marco actually use his thumbnail, and you guys will be able to see the lead scrapings coming off. But, you know, I'll talk about it in the final thoughts, but Bul Armory, they, you know, from my experience, they've always had good customer service. So I'll reach out and see what they think about this. But, yeah, I mean, you want your gun to group better than that at 25 yards. All right, Marco, can you point out the burr for the audience, please?
Right about here.
A little shiny spot, right?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and try to peel it back with your nail now.
There you go. Some is coming off.
There you go.
That's consistent every time I shoot it, so we've been checking every on and off, and that's just how it is right there.
So yeah, that's shavings from the bullet off of, bring it up a little bit so I can show them the ports that it's tapping on to the left side. Yeah. So the ports on the left here, let's see, right here, these ports are, it's got to be some type of micro burr that's causing, let's go back to the shavings now. That's causing these shavings right there. You can clearly see it. So, like I said, we'll reach out to Bul, but I mean, it's still super fast and tight groups at 10 yards and in, actually 15 yards and in. Now for our final thoughts, guys. I'm gonna have Marco go first. Yep. Bul Armory, TAC Pro 5-inch. What's your thoughts?
For the money, what you're getting, it's a very good gun. The ports do the job correctly. Trigger pull was actually, surprised me, it was very nice out of the factory. It's like 2.5, 3 pounds already. The grip texturing is good. Slide fit finish is really good. It's got the optic cut already, so it's loaded for what you're getting there. It's a lot
price points. I think it's like just under 2,500. I think it's 2,450.
Yep. There's a lot of value in that price tag. You're getting almost everything you need right in the box, in my opinion. So.
You guys all know I'm a big fan of Bul Armory. I think that they make a very well-made double stack 1911. They also make awesome, like my favorite Glock clone is their hatchet, the axe hatchet. That thing was great.
I think it was nice.
But this, guys, I think you're getting a lot for your money. You know, sub $2,500. Like he was talking about the grip texture. It's like, would you call it like
a medium aggressive?
Yeah.
So.
Like to me, it's perfect. It doesn't mess up my hand, but I have no issues about slipping. Comes with an awesome magwell, bull barrel. I love that it comes ported from the factory. Don't get me wrong. There's something going on with the left side having those like micro burrs. So I'll reach out to them, like I said, and see what Bul Armory has to say. If we can get it handled, I will come back out here and I will shoot another video just to group this thing at the various distances to show that we have you know, awesome grouping. But yeah, everything that I wanted, even the optic system, guys. Like one of my previous complaints on some of their concealed guns was that little plate they were using. Now they have their own Bul Armory optic system with that witnessing mark, so the plate has no shift. The plate is machined very well to where it's almost seamless. The irons have a very low co-witness, which is something I really like. So I think they did a great job making these plates that are going to have, you know, the different footprints, and you're getting the plate with it. The trigger, this gun made me realize that I like the short trigger. The fastest bill drill I've ever shot, a 148, that was awesome. That was the opening sequence, like, you know, doing that shot after we shot our first rounds and stuff. We like to go out here and shoot a bunch of different drills, and I did that for the opening sequence shot, and I had to talk about it because you said it was
Pretty
spicy.
spicy, dude.
Yeah,
That's spicy.
But yeah, that showed me I like the shorter triggers. But full length Picatinny rail, the serrations, I like when the serrations come further back, so I'm not having to grab so far forward on the muzzle. And yeah, I think they did everything nicely. The blacked out front sight, I like that because it's got the ports right there, so it's already gonna get caked in a bunch of gunpowder and stuff. So lot to like, lot to appreciate from this TAC Pro 5-inch. I know me, along with a lot of other customers, have been saying, hey, I wish they would port the guns, because they had them before with these window cuts, which is like perfect for this V8 porting, but they weren't doing it, and now they are. They definitely work. You guys saw in the optic footage how the gun just tracks. My witness mark still holding strong, no wiggle in the optic whatsoever. Fit and finish, everything is great. So I think Bul Armory did an awesome job with this. I will definitely keep you guys updated with what we find out regarding the micro burrs in the barrel, but I wanted to make sure we include that in the video. We do everything, you know, super honest, super transparent on the channel. I want you guys to see everything and the experiences we go through here on the range. So we do appreciate Bul Armory, Ben, your whole team. Thank you guys for sending this out to us. We appreciate you guys always want to support the channel and work with us. Again, thanks to Supervail as well. Guys, you need some ammo, hit up supervailammunition.com. We ran 124 rounds, almost 400 rounds of their 124 grain, and it ran flawlessly. We didn't have any malfunctions, and yeah. So appreciate all the support from the sponsors for the channel, and we appreciate you guys watching. You know, definitely support us by liking the video, subscribing, do all that awesome stuff down below. Thanks for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next one.